Aerosmith, Walk This Way, 8:59 on the clock. We're streaming online live across the nation on www.onecast.in, numeral 1cast.in. Only if you're not driving, statutory warning. If you're in the backseat of a radio taxi or you're being chauffeur driven at home or at the office without a radio set. We're streaming video live on facebook.com/radio1.mum, radio1.mum, and of course on your radio sets in Mumbai, 94.3 on the FM band. Suchitra Pillai is here.
Hello.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Hello, Such. How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good morning to you.
Excellent. Listen, this is so exciting. The Valley releases on the 4th, and it's really a labor of love for you, isn't it? And it had its international release. The movie, the project, and the fact that there's a female director in here.
Yeah. Actually, it released on the 20th, Rishi. We released on Friday, and it was a good 75th birthday present for my mom, actually. It's playing at Cinepolis Theatres, and you can book on bookmyshow.com. It's been an amazing movie for me because it's the one that I got my first international recognition for, 2 Best Actress Awards, one in Milan and one at the Long Island International Film Festival. A very, very poignant film about a topic which really needs to be spoken about, a lot more, I think. It deals a lot with teenage depression, but not in a depressing way, Saila Karyat, our director, has put across this story really, really beautifully, showing us the points of what to look out for when your own child is suffering through depression, etc., but all told in a really nice way. I play the mom in the film, mother of 2 daughters, and who loses the younger daughter to suicide because of this. And Ali Khan is the father. We shot in Silicon Valley, as the name suggests, and it was a wonderful shoot. Shot entire film in 21 days, and yeah, it's done really well. We've won, I think, about 18 or 19 awards, across all the festivals that we've been to, and it's been a fabulous journey. Okay,
just to reiterate, it's in theaters already. My bad. The Valley. And it's at Cinepolis, so go and check show timings, and tickets are on Book My Show as well as at the venue. The Valley, for obvious reasons, because it's set in the Valley, but I'm given to understand that Saila herself, her background is pretty interesting. Tell me a little bit about her, your director.
Yes, I mean, Saila is an engineer as well, and she's dabbled through...
The reason she's saying as well is because Suchi is an engineer as well.
Yes, I am an engineer, electronics, mind you. So Saila is, as I said, she's an engineer, and she's dabbled in quite a few other things like real estate, etc., all of this over there. But this was a labor of love of hers, which she had written. It took her a few years to write this story, and I think it came from, not immediate personal experience, but she has seen depression in her close family, in her. And it was something that at the time of writing was very prevalent, especially in the area that they live in, and in places like Houston, etc. There were, major number of teenage suicides going on, and that's what I kind of prompted her to write about this. And she's a wonderful, wonderful director, and it was incredible to see her, work this movie in 21 working days, literally,
Wow.
with locations, with, actors from Hollywood, and, getting us across from here. And she knew exactly what she wanted with her movie, so she was definitely not a pushover, but she was so open to all sorts of, us giving suggestions as to what we wanted to bring to the character, etc. And she did workshopping in the sense for a couple of days just before we started shooting. I got like a day of workshop once I got there. But she's a lovely lady to work with on the set. Very, very nice and very easy.
Shake down Bob Seger, back with Suchitra Pillai in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. It's the Beverly Hills original motion picture soundtrack. Shake down Bob Seger. Memories of Eddie Murphy doing his thing. Suchi is in studio. Suchitra Pillai. The Valley is playing at the Cinepolis Multiplex Cinepolis Theatre. Go and check show timings and go and watch this wonderful film set in the Valley, which stars Ali Khan and her. More conversation.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Mandatories. We're streaming online audio across the nation on www.onecast.in, numeral1cast.in. Only if you're not driving. We're Facebook Live on facebook.com/HRISHIKAY, HRISHIKAY. And Facebook, we've tagged Suchi. And of course, 94.3 on the FM band on your radio sets. So give me the other cast members. Who plays your daughter?
So Agneta Thakur, she was introduced in this film. Wonderful actress who lives in New York. She plays the younger daughter, and Salma Khan from LA plays the elder daughter. So it was really nice because Salah kind of chose these two girls, and if you see a photograph of all four of us, we could be a family, you know, because Agneta looks somewhere like Ali, Salma looks a little bit like me, and it's quite amazing. So when we first met them and we sat there to do a couple of family photographs to be used in the movie, we were just like, man, Salah, you did a good job as far as the casting was concerned. Yeah.
And in effect, it must have been fun shooting with Ali Khan, our mutual friend. Life is never short of exciting when he's on set or off set. Yeah. So did you have you cracking up at strategic points when he needed to crack up?
Absolutely. Knowing Ali, you know, I mean, one has known, like you have, for 17, 18 years. And Saila didn't know that, you know, it was a pleasant surprise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she really didn't. She didn't know that, you know, I knew him so well. So with the result, when we actually got there and, you know, when we sat down, we were discussing scenes and everything. I said, oh, by the way, you know, she knew that I knew him but didn't know how well, you know. So I said, I've known him for so long. So it was really exciting for her. She was like, oh, then I don't have to worry about, you know, chemistry and, you know, getting the actors to know each other, etc. But yes, very, very funny to have Ali on the set. You would know. He kept people in splits for the most part.
Also, tell me about how it was going and picking up these awards. There was one at a women's film festival, isn't it? The Long Island
International. Yeah, the Long Island International Film Festival, and that was last year in November. And I won in Milan. That was soon after that one.
So reactions to the movie. I mean, reactions to you picking
wonderful.
up that award. Talk to me about that.
You know, I've been in the industry for 25 years, Hrishi. So it was fabulous to suddenly get recognized like this on this kind of a platform. You know, internationally. Here, I've only won things like the Kalakar Award and, you know, other small things for my television work. You know, not so much for any movie that I've done. So this was, you know, people who say, you know, awards don't mean anything. They do, yeah. Come on. You know, it's a nice feeling. Most definitely, it's a nice feeling. And for me to go there to Long Island and actually collect it myself, that was fabulous. So went there and I had to do the speech and everything. And it was so nice, Hrishi, because we, you know, in both places, of course, there was a screening before. Mm-hmm. Before the awards thing, and people who watched it there, I was touched because in Long Island there were two American ladies who were sitting in the thing, and I was sitting behind them, and they at the end of the movie they got up and one of them had tears in her eyes and she just came and she hugged me and she said, you know, my God, the way you've portrayed, you know, an Indian woman who lives here abroad is exactly what I've seen with my friends, etc. It's exactly like that, you know. So that was a huge big compliment for me, definitely.
Lovely. And listen, how's the singing career going?
Oh,
lesser known fact, Suchi was in the Kulashekar song, Govinda, which we're going to play up ahead on the show.
Excellent.
but how's that going? Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, that's been a long time coming, frankly, Hrishi. It's been a passion of mine for years, you know that. And other than, of course, when I started out where I sang with, you know, Kulashekar or Talvin Singh or Rashid Taha in France, that was, you know, way back many, many years ago. Over here, so this, what's coming out soon, very, very soon, is my album called The History of Rock and Roll. It is an English rock album, and I think you're going to like it because it's very Brit rock of the 80s, you know, that sound. A lot of melody and a lot of, you know, the vocals are right out there in the front. And it's the kind of music that we like, frankly speaking. And I'm very proud of it. I've written the songs myself, and as the name suggests, it's about rock and roll, and it's the title track itself is I've written it about like the journey that an artist kind of goes through, you know, in the rock and roll, so-called rock and roll world. There's 4 tracks on the EP, and then we have another very interesting track which we intend to release as a single, a video for which has already been shot with me and Papon. We've done it. It's a beautiful ballad called The Sad Song. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Lovely. We're going to take some messages and come back. You have any messages you want me to read out on air, or any questions for Suchi, for Suchitra Pillai? Just put it out there, yeah? So on Twitter as well as Facebook, you go to the search bar, you type HRISHIKAY, I'll pop up, you tweet out with your name, post on the timeline inbox with your name on Facebook, and facebook.com/radio1.mum, our official page. Drop a comment that you want me to read out, or a question for Suchitra Pillai, and I will read it. Keep your ear out for that one, yeah? You're going to see us in just a bit, or hear us in just a bit. Allow us to take some messages and a song, and we're back.
94.3 Radio 1.
Shania Twain up. Suchitra Pillai's career is going up and up. Yes, she is. Live audio online across the nation. www.onecast.in, numeral 1cast.in. On your radio sets, 94.3 on the FM band. And only if you're not driving. We're streaming video live on Periscope and Twitter at HRISHIKAY. We've tagged Suchitra Pillai as well as The Valley, the movie that we're talking about. Now moving beyond that.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Radio 1.
So listen, these are eventful times you're living in. We're going to talk about that. But before that, the Kula Shaker thing, man. Govinda, what a huge hit that was. Worldwide hit.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, I lived in England at the time,
Yeah.
Hrishi, as you know, and it's odd, but I was working in an Indian restaurant there called the Bombay Brasserie, and one day I got a call. The restaurant got a call asking if they were aware of any Indian classical singers. It was a session singing company there, and my manager said, I don't know about Indian classical singers, but I know that the hostess of our restaurant, she sings and she's trained. So would you like to talk to her? So they said okay, and I spoke to them, and they said, there's this is I was introduced to these people because of this project first, and then comes Kula Shaker. So they said there's an Algerian artist called Rashid Taha who'd like to use an Indian classical singer for one of his tracks called Indie, and can you come across and test your voice? So went to the studio, and that afternoon dressed in my sari and everything, and then recorded this track called Indie with Rashid. So then I was with this session singing company. And they called me back one day, and they said, okay, there's a show called The White Room, which was a very well watched show in the UK on TV, and they said there's a new band called Kula Shaker. They've not yet released their first album, K, that was the album, but it's kind of their launch show. So they need backing singers for the live show. So I said okay, and I again went to the studio and met Crispian Mills, who was the lead singer of the band, and we did another another track from the album for the White Room. But while we were rehearsing for it, we were sitting. I still remember we were just sitting around, and Crispian took up his guitar and he just started strumming, and he started singing Govinda Jaya Jaya. He started singing that, and I was like, hello, that sounds like, an Indian mantra or whatever. He said, yeah, that's a track of mine. It's going to be on the album. It's called Govinda.
Were they already into the ISKCON movement? Is that the reason why it had Govinda Jaya Jaya? No?
I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. I think he probably was. I'm really not too sure. But I said, wow, it sounds really nice, So I said, I'd love to hear it. And he said, it's not yet recorded. And he said, oh, as a matter of fact, would you like to be on it? It was literally that simple. I said, what? I said, yeah, of course I'd like to be on it, So, a couple of weeks later, or a week later or so, I went into the studio with them. And so I'm the female voice on the track.
That's right.
The alap is by somebody else in the beginning, but throughout the song, the female voice on the track is me. And that was amazing, absolutely amazing, because I didn't know when I came to India, and then, people were listening to it over here. It was quite amazing.
Did they ever call you on stage to sing it with them?
No, sadly not.
Got to hold that against Crispian.
Yeah,
Well, it must feel wonderful, especially through that whole era when it was such a chart-topping hit. People, and finding yourself on the cover sleeve, of the album, the single, with your name there on the vocal parts.
Yeah,
must be one of the most thrilling things ever.
Very, very, very much so. Very much so. It's like also when I did this song for Talvin Singh on his album OK. It was called Sutrix, which stands for Suchi Strix. But I'm on the LP cover. There's a photograph of mine on one of his tablas, just thrown there. So that I'm going to save that forever, because things like that, they don't come often.
And this was the age when, OK, the album had become a cult album, and it was already picking up prizes. He won the Mercury Prize, which was awesome. And Talvin, I would say, was the leader of the underground movement at the time.
Totally.
Just remarkable. Yeah. And you were there at the forefront of it, Suchi.
Yeah, it's been an interesting life, to say the least.
Yeah. And do you play it for Anika? Do you play it for your lovely daughter sometimes? Say, this is mommy's voice.
Yeah. She listens. She has heard my stuff, and she's definitely going the singing and acting way, whether I like it or not. Yeah. But she's touchwood, talented young child, and I hope she does exactly what she wants to.
So we're going to dedicate this to your handsome husband Lars and to your lovely daughter Anika. So Boar, which is brother in Danish, and Anika, this one's for you guys. It's Govinda Kulashekar Suchi on vocals too. 9:28. Back in a couple of minutes. Yeah. I had to let the whole one play. Kulashekar, no radio edit there. Govinda Suchitra Pillai on vocals. The actress, singer, performer is in studio. The Valley is playing now her Hollywood feature. It's at Cinepolis, so go to get tickets at Book My Show or at the venue. And more conversation on her interesting life and times.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Radio 1.
But yeah, we got all social media covered. Now we're streaming live video only if you're not driving. Go and watch it on Instagram at HRISHIKAY. Still live audio online on www.onecast.in. Please tell your friends and family around the nation. And of course, 94.3 on the FM band. Also, in terms of work other than The Valley, it's been interesting. This movie with Aditya Kriplani, what is it called? And from the look of it, the posters, the marketing, it looks like a zany film.
Yeah, it's a mad movie. It's a great film. Tikli and Lakshmi Bomb. Of course, it came from the book of the same name. And I play a very interesting character in that one called Manda. She is a prostitute who, well, of course, for people who don't know, the movie itself is about these two prostitutes who want to change, revolutionize, the whole prostitution scene in Mumbai. And I play the head of the rival prostitution gang. Always got this dark understanding. Typecast.
Which is actually the complete antithesis of what she is in real life. She couldn't hurt a fly, and she's the nicest person in the world. But yeah, continue. So
a very interesting character. She's the one who's kind of sucks up to the cops and that kind of person. But she has a kind of a change of heart later on. Very interesting movie. It's done very well. We've won at Berlin, and we've won quite a few awards already. And it was really interesting to shoot it. We shot all night shoots in Powai, on the street, literally. Were approached by a few people on scooters.
Shady people on scooters.
Literally making comments like, kitna, So you're like, arey yaar, please, yaar.
Shooting kar rahe.
Yeah. So that was a compliment, actually, Hrishi, because that means we looked a bit authentic.
Authentic, yeah, correct.
Other than that, so that movie-wise, that's what's happening. Web series wise, quite a bit. At the moment on air on Alt Balaji on a show called Kehne Ko Hum Safar Hai. Interesting one there as well with Ronit Roy, Gurdeep Kohli, Muna Singh. I play Gurdeep's sister. This character who comes in to create a little bit of masti, Chavi, who's literally that, to Chabi against Mona's character and irritate her on it and, stick up for her sister per se. Very nice look. I had a really nice look in it, and happy that Alt Balaji kind of approached me for that one.
And there's an interesting thing that's coming up later this year, which is the end of this year, 2018. Yeah. What is that?
It's Zoya Akhtar's Made in Heaven on Amazon Prime. I'm part of the series cast of that one. Again, I play but it's about wedding planners. That much I can tell you. And I play the head of the cast, the rival agency. So what's interesting is, the directors. I mean, Zoya. I worked with Zoya and Nitya, and
So
very
Nitya
nice.
Mehra directs, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Nitya Mehra also made this interesting feature called Bar Bar
That's
Dekho,
right.
which had Sid Malhotra and Katrina.
That's
yeah.
right.
So she directs and Zoya produces, is it?
No, Zoya was directing as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Alankrita Srivastava, she was directing as well.
Okay,
We
so
had-
it's a series where you have various directors.
Yeah,
is
four.
that right?
About
Four directors.
5. Yeah, 4 or 5.
All strong, feisty women.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So that was an interesting shoot. So yeah, web series wise, that's what's on.
I'm sure you can't talk too much about it because
No.
it's at the end of the year.
That's right.
But yeah, this is such a fabulous time for actor performers. There are various platforms. You can really get on stage, get on digital media,
Yep.
get on mainstream media to do your thing.
Yeah.
And you've seen the whole evolution from the
yeah.
past to now. What do you think of the digital movement? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying how they're going to monetize it. Some of them are already monetizing it. How do you view it?
I think it's about time, that something like this came about. Number one, there's a hell of a lot more opportunity for actors, which is our biggest thing. It's such an insecure business. You're always waiting for the next thing to happen. So saying that, with so many channels coming in and so much more content having to be made, there's a lot more work for us, and provided it's not taken undue advantage of, the thing of nonsense, no censorship, etc. I think it's a wonderful platform, no doubt. No matter what the story you want to tell, be it a web series or be it a talk show or whatever else it is, it's a incredible platform, and I think the only way is up as far as the web goes.
Okay, a last opportunity for you to get your comments or your questions in. Anything you want to say about Suchitra Pillai? If you've been a fan of her work, seeing her VJing, singing, and acting, let us know. I'll read it out on air. If you want to ask her anything, that's cool too. 1 space your comment or 1 space your comment or question and name to 53650. 53650 is the in-studio SMS line. On Twitter as well as Facebook, you go to the search bar, you type HRISHIKY, will pop up. You can tweet out with your name, post in the timeline inbox on Facebook with your name, and facebook.com/radio1.mum, our official page. Drop a comment for Suchi on the timeline inbox, and I'm happy to bring it up in the show. We're going to take some messages and a song and come back, and a last leg of conversation with Suchi. It's 9:38 live. I'm Hrishi K.
94.3 Radio 1.
Eric Clapton, B.B. King, Riding with the King. Messages now at 9:48. All these wonderful people shouting out. Sai Suresh Sivaswamy. Govinda Jaya Jaya to you lovely people in the studio. Hrishi K, what a song to head to work. Well, Suchi's vocals on it. Jiten Bhagat, man, what a voice Suchitra Pillai has. Buddy Hrishi K, I want to listen to her more than you on the show today on 94.3 Radio 1. I don't grudge her that. She deserves all the attention that she gets. Shiv Kumar Jaiswal says, nice in capitals. Malati Kasturi, we don't have enough of Suchi's level of acting talent in the industry, certainly. Wow. She has such a distinct personality as opposed to the carbon copy types that look all alike and flood the movies these days. I have loved her work on Channel V long ago. I wish Bollywood would give her talent more exposure. The young lady is immensely talented. What a lovely message.
Thank you so much, Malati. That's fabulous. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Virendra Rao, thank you for shouting out. Sumati Kumar, good morning. Ankit Desai, Jimmy Karumalil, all you shiny happy people. Vinita Bell says she loves my t-shirt. Says roses are red, violets are blue. Let's smash patriarchy, me and you. So for those of you who are not watching video or anything.
And a shout out to all of my friends as well. Seema, if you're listening.
What's up, Seema? And we've got a message, 8575, the last 4 digits. Suchitra Pillai is so down to earth. I had a chance to get a selfie with her and her beautiful daughter in December at the Eat India Festival. Her daughter is also lovely. Her daughter is also a lovely singer like her mama. She's, so that's pretty much it.
Nice.
You haven't given your name, but thank you very much for that shout out. A last leg of conversation with a singer-actor performer.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Radio 1.
So, Serge, you're in the cover of, you have a huge article in the Rolling Stones magazine.
Yes, in the March issue of Rolling Stone. That was, it's always fabulous to be in Rolling Stone.
Yeah, that's the ultimate word.
Yeah, I mean, I was nominated for Best Vocalist a couple of years ago for my first indie pop album for Rolling Stone, and they had written a little piece about me there. But this one's really big. It's a whole big article with a photograph, and I'm really grateful that I got that exposure.
I've actually retweeted it on my Twitter timeline, so it's at HRISHIKY. You'll see the retweet saying, "Okay, now listen to her." So that's amazing, and it talks about the upcoming album and how rock has influenced you.
Yeah, and the kind of music that I've been listening to, and it's as I said earlier, it's a labor of love. It's a passion that has been with me for years and years and years, and I hope it comes to fruition and people like it, which I have a feeling they will.
Of course they will. Okay, now you're going to Dallas, and this is really special. Tell me what you're speaking of and why you're going.
Yeah, I'm going at the end of the week because I'm the keynote speaker at a charity gala for Chetna, which is a non-profit organization which works against domestic violence in the South Asian community there. And so it's their big gala evening, and I'm the keynote speaker, and it's about the whole theme of the evening is about being change makers for your society and for your community. And I'm going. There's a lovely bunch of people who I met in Dallas in February when I was there for the film festival. But looking forward to that for sure.
Lovely. And there's also a very interesting project with that lovable, beautiful rogue thug of the theatre, the very accomplished Rahul D'Cunha. Tell me about it. I mean, I know you're not allowed to give away too much,
yes.
but we're very excited about that.
Yeah, it is a musical. It's an original musical, and it will be out at the end of the year. Helmed by Rahul D'Cunha. And we're really looking forward to it. This one's going to be a big one for me because it encompasses my singing, my acting, the dancing, which people haven't seen. So it'll have everything.
Oh, there's going to be some dancing too.
There's going to be some
Count
dancing
me in the front row.
In my old age.
And Malathi mentioned your VJing. There were all these wonderful shows for Channel V across the board. People still remember that. Yeah?
Totally, that was an incredible time. Yeah. Golden era. Channel V at that time, we had the best of them. The Sophia Huck, Lyra Ruas, Meghna. Each one of us has had a distinct identity. I was the Simply South girl. Each one had had their own identity, and it was a blast, Hrishi. I mean, you've seen it through that time. It was just the best job to have, and the best people to work with, and so happy to have been part of that.
And theatre is something that is such an intrinsic part of your life.
Oh,
and
yes.
I just don't mean the musical theatre, but the work that you do with Lilette's company, with Lilette Dubé's company. And there are performances again lined up. Currently, you're working on 4 of them?
I keep in touch with theatre because it's the biggest joy for an actor, to be there live on a stage and have the people sitting right there. Either they boo you or they clap for you, So part of 4 plays at the moment. There's August Osage County with Lilette. There's Wedding Album, also with Lilette. There's Dance Like a Man, which has been running for over 20 years now. We're still doing shows. I think August will be our next show of Dance Like a Man in Bombay.
You've already clocked 100 shows, isn't it? Long
100, 560.
Jeez, my bad. 560 shows.
Yeah, 560 shows. Yeah,
one of the most successful plays in history.
Absolutely, and it's we performed all across the world, from New Zealand to the other end of America. So it's and everywhere we've performed it. 20 years later, we're still doing it, and people are still loving it. So it's a play that I would really want people to watch, and it'll be on again in August. Yeah.
Okay. The Valley, Suchi's first Hollywood feature, directed by Sela, co-starring Ali Khan. It's in theatres. Go to Book My Show, get your tickets, and she will stun you with your work. Thank you, darling, for rolling by. This has been special.
Thank you so much.
Yeah? Taylor Swift, Delicate, up ahead, T20 Premier League cricket action. It's 9:54. I'm Hrishi K.